Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about how to grow hot peppers, or specifically jalapenos, from seed up until the seedling stage where then you'd transplant them. No matter what we talk about, the number one thing to keep in mind is we need to keep the seeds very warm. You're going to have a much higher germination rate if you can keep the seeds about 85 degrees Fahrenheit. 80 to 90 is fine. Room temp probably is going to be a little bit low, so I'd be very cautious about doing that. You're going to have a much lower success rate. So the two main things that you need to do, or that you could do to germinate the seed, would be you could either soak the seed overnight, and you'd basically just take a glass of warm water, put the seeds in there, let them soak 12 hours or so, and then plant them in your soil. The soil that I have here is a very rich, fertile soil. You want it to be about a pH of 6.5 or so. So they do require a somewhat acidic soil. Between 6 and 7 should be okay. I just have a good potting mix here, so it already has a slow release fertilizer in it, so this is going to be good for the next couple months or so. If it's a poor soil, then you can add a balanced slow release fertilizer. So basically the seeds, you're going to be putting them in there. You'll cover them up with about a 1/4 inch of soil and then keep that moist. The other thing you want to do until they germinate, take some plastic, whether it's a baggie or whatever else it would be, cover that up. That'll keep it moist. Check that daily to make sure that the soil is staying moist. And you really want to watch even the seedlings once they germinate and sprout for the first few weeks or so, because the root structure is not very well developed yet. So you do want to keep that moist. Not wet, but moist. The soil, you want it so that in the cup here, you can squeeze the soil, maybe get a drip out of it. You don't want it where it's like bringing out wet clothing or a wet towel or something like that. There should be very little coming out, but it should clump together. The other way of germinating the seed would be the paper towel baggie method. So basically you take some water, and you can add maybe an ounce or so of hydrogen peroxide to about a quart of water. You dampen your paper towel, you sprinkle a couple of your seeds in here, or however many you want to germinate, fold it over once or twice so the seeds stay in there, put it in your baggie, and you can seal it up. Don't worry about the oxygen. Seal it up, keep the moisture in there. Then go back and check this in 3-4 days. They probably won't be germinated yet, but then check it on a daily or every other day basis and see if they sprouted. Once they germinated, you can take some tweezers, pluck them right out of there, and again, set them on the soil, bury them a 1/4 inch deep or so. And again, keep that very moist. After that, once they are sprouted out of there, make sure you do have ideally about 14 to 16 hours of light. I have a grow light that's a T5 high output, and I'll keep the peppers probably, or other plants, probably 3-4 inches away. You want the light as close as possible so it gets the most benefit from that. Farther away, it's going to greatly diminish how fast they grow. They're going to get a lot more leggy. I like to put in a couple 6500K bulbs and a couple 3000K bulbs, or 2700, somewhere around there. And again, grow those up until they're a good 3-4 inches tall, and then we'll transplant those. And the next video is going to be about how to grow peppers, hot peppers specifically, indoors. And that's one thing about hot peppers. It's something that can grow very well indoors. A lot of people think they're an annual plant. They're actually a perennial, or the vast majority of peppers are. These capsicum annuum, the jalapenos, as well as I've got habanero, I've got serrano. They're going to grow into a fairly substantial plant that you can harvest peppers off for years and years, as long as you have them in good conditions. So again, we'll get into that in the next video. Alright, thanks a lot guys. Have a good night. Again, if you could click that thumbs up button or subscribe, that'd be great. Alright, take care.